My name is Elvin, and I serve as a pastor with New City Church.
I was born in Puerto Rico in 1978, and to my mom, who was only 20 years old at the time, my father was pretty abusive, abusing drugs and physically abusing my mom. Sometime around 1980, she moved us to New York City. So we moved into the Lower East Side, Manhattan, a lot of drugs, crime kind of escalating around that time. My mom always worked really hard. I remember there were many times that she had just working her fingers to the bone to put food on the table.
Family life was, I think it was one of those things like we could fight, but we're never against each other. So like we can fight with each other, but don't you dare try to fight with my family.
And by the time I was in junior high school, there were just different opportunities for a young guy who was willing to get out there. And I knew I had a lot of friends who were on the drug scene, and it didn't take too long before I was on the drug scene. And I remember, very first day that I went out there, got arrested. First day. So you would think he's not very good at this. I ended up in an NSD that was run by Boys Town. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I know that Boys Town said, well, we'll take Elvin. We'll take him and we'll pay the whole bill. So I got to Nebraska, and it was a world of different. It just kind of, just show up, do your job, and you get a grade. It's pretty simple. And so I was excelling in school, I was excelling in the home, and I was getting all the attaboys. Well done, good job, Elvin. That felt really good. At the same time that I still kind of felt isolated and alienated. Even though on the outside everybody was patting me on the back, I was still, finding weed with my friends and smoking out and, getting high and doing those things, messing with the girls on the side. And so I was like living these two lives. About 6 months after I got there, my brother showed up at Boys Town. A few months after he gets there, my brother starts talking very differently. He starts coming over to my house. He was in one home, I was in another. He starts coming over to my house and starts telling me about this Jesus. And he started expressing what Jesus did for him, and it freaked me out. Like literally what I thought was that these white people brainwashed him. That's what I was thinking. I grew more and more curious, and I wanted to know more, and I would ask questions, and we would push back. And then I remember one day really pushing back and telling him, you come to my house, come to hang out with me, come to chill, but don't come to preach at me. I was just tired of it. I think I was tired of it because it was touching a spot, a sore spot. I was reading in 2 Corinthians, and I came across 5:17, and it said, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he's a new creation, the old is gone, the new has come. And it was like a light bulb went on in my mind. That's what happened to my brother. I really wanted what he had. And I remember first time I ever prayed, like really prayed, having a personal conversation with God, and said, God, I want what my brother has. And if it's having Jesus, that's what I want.
You see that house with all the lights on right there? Right? I'm pretty sure it was that one or the one right here. One of these two houses, I can't really remember. But I was only there for like a couple months. That's the house I got saved in.
Oh.
So I met Jesus in my bedroom in one of those houses. So cool. And then my brother was living.
I started just having this hunger. I couldn't put the book down. I couldn't put the book down. I had a lot of questions. And at that same time, around that same period, we were in a process of transferring. So I was in the process of moving from my home at Boys Town to my brother's home. I was only with them, like in their home for maybe 18 months, not even 2 years. And in those 18 months, taught me how to read my Bible, how to pray, how to share my faith. Those were essentially the three things that I gleaned most, and just how to do it for real, stop playing.
Even though I'm forgiven, he's still shaping me. It's not like I'm a work in progress, but I'm thankful that Jesus isn't done. You know what I mean? That he finishes what he starts. And so I think that's how Jesus' love has defined me, that you can stumble and fall, and he doesn't look down on me, scolding me and scowling. It's like, all right, get up and do it again. Get up and go again.
I had a pastor once say that we often enter into relationships asking the question, how can this person serve me? How can they meet my needs rather than the other way around? I think that love defines us because we're always searching for love. We're created to be in relationship. And so when Jesus was answering the question, what's the greatest commandment? He said, love God, love people. You know, what we get, we give. And so if you've experienced love from God, you can't help but give love to others. So I think that's how it defines us. It's about relationship, affection from God, flows through us, and give it to others.